Fruit leathers are a great way to preserve the summer harvest while making a fun, nutritious snack. They come together quickly and, thanks to pectin, stay nice and pliable. Hi friends, come on in. We love fruit leathers around here, and thanks to our fruit trees, we usually have a steady supply of fruit during the growing season. Fruit leathers are one of the fastest ways to deal with extra fruit before it turns bad. Before I get started, I'm going to mix 4 teaspoons of LM pectin with a small amount of sugar. This helps prevent clumping when the mixture hits the hot fruit later. LM pectin is a low methoxyl pectin, meaning it needs less sugar and acid to set up, using calcium ions to help it set instead. The amount of sugar you use depends on how sweet your fruit is. Some strawberries can be surprisingly tart, while peaches or apricots usually need less help. Today, I'm working with a peach apricot mix and used about a quarter cup of sugar. In the past, when working with strawberries, I tend to use a half cup of sugar. Set that sugar pectin mixture aside for now. This recipe starts with about 3.5 pounds of fruit. You can use fresh, frozen, or even canned. Just drain off any syrup to avoid an overly sweet result. If you're canning inclined, this is a great way to use up leftover home canned fruit or puree. Toss that into a blender and puree until smooth. If your blender misses any stubborn chunks, strain the puree before heating to keep the fruit leather nice and smooth. Pour the puree into a pot and bring it to a gentle boil. Here I'm adding 4 teaspoons of calcium water. This helps LM pectin set up properly. I made mine by mixing half a teaspoon of pickle crisp into half a cup of water. Pickle crisp is just calcium chloride. It's usually used in pickling to keep veggies crunchy, but works perfectly for pectin setting. If you're using ball, low, no sugar pectin, you're probably covered. It usually has the calcium source already included. I have used this in the past with great results. Once the puree starts bubbling, stir in your sugar and pectin mixture while whisking. Try to sprinkle it in gradually if you can. This helps prevent clumps. If you do spot one, press it against the side of the pot and stir it in. Pro tip, less sugar tends to mean more clumping, so keep stirring. Let it boil gently for about 1 minute while continuing to stir. Remove from the heat and pour the hot mixture onto your dehydrator trays. You can use parchment or Teflon sheets, but silicone trays are ideal. They're reusable and lay flat. I've even used silicone bought by the roll and cut it to fit. With my Excalibur dehydrator, this makes 2 thick sheets or 3 thin ones. Thin leathers dry faster but are more prone to cracking. Thick ones take longer and can leave a wet spot in the middle, so pick your trade-off. Pour about 1/3 to 1/2 of the mixture onto each tray and spread it to the edges. Because the edges dry faster than the middle, I like to make the center slightly thinner and keep the edges a bit thicker to help even things out. Try to work fairly quickly. Once the pectin sets up, the mixture won't spread as easily or be as smooth. Dehydrate at 110 to 115 Fahrenheit, which is 43 to 46 Celsius, for 12 to 14 hours, depending on thickness. If you're using an oven, set it to the lowest temperature and prop the door open with a wooden spoon to let moisture escape. It'll go faster than the dehydrator, so check early. Once the top feels dry but tacky to the touch, flip the whole sheet over and peel off the backing. Dry the underside until it's tacky but not sticky. Be careful not to over-dry. It should feel flexible and leathery, feeling slightly tacky to the touch, not brittle or tough. If it flakes, it's overdone. To finish, I use scissors to cut the sheets into strips and roll them up. I place them seam side down so they stay rolled. This batch gave me about 12 wide strips or 24 narrow ones. They're pliable, bright tasting, and not loaded with sugar or additives like the store-bought versions. What flavor would you make? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to get more ideas. And if you like pantry-friendly snacks and ways to stretch your harvest, consider subscribing. I've got more coming your way. Thanks for hanging out with me today.